Treasures Workshop. Got another episode for you today. Today, got some new wood. I was talking to my friends and they had a tree that they needed to cut down. Well, it was already down, they just needed it cut up so they could burn it. I said, hey, I'll do that for you. Can I keep some of the wood? They said, hell yes, brother. That's not precisely the words. Using the word brother there, a bit strange because it's a couple of ladies what live there. But I digress. Back to the task at hand. I got it. It's a piece of mulberry. I'm pretty sure it's mulberry. It looks like all the other mulberry trees I've cut up in the past. You can see how long it's been out in the elements. It was probably fallow there for a year or two. You can see these big old splits here. It's got moisture damage where it's rotted out up here at the top, just snapping little bits off. So I'm going to guide you through a little bit of splitting, see how this compares to that black walnut. Seems like I've been doing pretty much exclusively for the past 3-4 months. And let's see how mulberry compares to that. Alright, so here's our hunk of wood. You can see it's got a whole lot of really nasty checking. And it's even got that terrible sort of just dry rot all up and down this side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and cut it along this biggest split and see how much of this we can salvage. Because there it looks like there's very little here that's actually worth anything. I will tell you for sure that this is going to be some of the most dangerous wood to turn I've ever turned. One fun thing though we've got for you today, this little bad boy. That's actually a concrete brick splitter, but I'm hoping it's going to be more precise than your traditional splitting wedge. Nothing wrong with splitting wedges, they work great, but sometimes you just want that little bit of accuracy. I bought a dumb tool for this job. This is not what this was designed for, but I got it from Harbor Freight. It cost me like $3, so I don't really give a shit if it doesn't work. I did end up sharpening the edge just a little bit, give it a nicer bevel. That bevel is really gonna help go through the wood. It came with like a 90-degree angle on the corner, and ain't nobody cutting nothing with a 90-degree angle. Alright, here's this baby we done made. You can see it, it's split really unevenly. I'm glad I actually had that goofy brick chisel around. I wouldn't normally use that for splitting wood, but it seems to have given us quite the advantage in this situation. It's not even all that terrible. All the terrible is basically concentrated in this area here. Just right there. I mean, it's peeling out, which that's horrible. But this looks like it's going to be able to make some pretty decent bowls. I can still feel some moisture in there too. That's probably why it ended up splitting so easy. It wasn't the rain. This was rained on a lot. But it's very uneven here on the top. You can see that profile. It's absolutely horrific. I'm going to hit that up with the draw knife, maybe the Spokeshave. Try and even that out a bit before I actually get that on the lathe. Blade's on backwards, of course. That wasn't as good a plan as I hoped. Thus, chainsaw time. Alright, I split that up. Well, oh, look at that split. That's all the way through there. This wood is pretty much unusable at this point for making bowls out of, which is a shame, but it's not the end of the world. I can always tear this down, make some, I don't know, boxes or something. Either way, this is gonna be a lot of spindle turning, because that's just gonna come right apart at that seam. Let's check out this other piece we got here. There it is. It's got that same crack all the way through it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get any of this wood into a half decent bowl. Oh, I can just flex that apart with my fingers. Let's turn out a couple of spindles. See what we can get. I'll do this bit right here. Oh. That chainsaw came through there just beautifully. It was nice, it was fast. Went through, did exactly what it was supposed to. A lot faster than that walnut, for sure. Yeah, see, that's still about as dull as it gets though, isn't it? Let's keep going. It is pretty though. It's a nice, reasonably tight grain on there. But there's a pretty good chunk. I'll be able to put a screw in and throw that on the lathe to get a spindle turned out. All right, I've got her chucked up here just in this new bench vise I got. It's been a while since I've been doing many videos. Guess I should apologize for that. I was a bit sick and then I was a bit lazy. But this piece, you can see it's got a lot of fraying on it, so I'm gonna hit it up with Spokeshave for a bit. Spokeshave is also new, my old one sucked. I got this from a place called Tay Tools. A little outfit in Columbia, Missouri. Seems like they're pretty decent. I got no particular... Actually, I've got zero gripes at all at this point. Seems like a nice, good company. I actually use their Amazon web store because you Prime Fiend. I hope they're not losing money on that. They seem pretty solid. This is better than that Stanley I used to use. It's got no names on it. I have no idea how or why or where this was manufactured. Honestly, I don't care. It's got nice brass work on it, and it cuts real good. Right now, all I'm just doing is getting some of these nicks and frayed bits off, because I don't want to turn it with that on there. This wood is already dangerous enough as it is. This is some scary, scary wood. If anything's going to break, it's going to be this piece of wood. You can see me skipping. I'm taking huge chunks out of this. I mean, that iron is set way deep. Let's lighten it up a bit. There we go. There's also a curved bottom Spokeshave. I've never used a curved bottom Spokeshave before today. It's different. This right here is what I think is the prettiest part of woodworking. Just getting these little shavings off. It's probably the entire reason I don't use more power tools, because I just love these little shavings. See, by pulling that little bit off the top, I exposed another little chip. Means I'm going to pull in from that when I actually mount it on the lathe. tightening, of course. This step was completely unnecessary. I just wanted to use my Spokeshave on some shit because it feels nice. Alright, so I got her all checked up in the worm screw. Sorry about that, working with the respirator. I got the worm screw in there. I got it in there about as catawampus as can get. So it's at quite the angle. Let's turn that on real quick. Yeah, that's gonna have to get turned down. That's not a problem. We'll make this into something conical shaped. But let's just get with the good part, of course. Those were some of the biggest chunks I've managed to pull off of anything. Ah, just respirator. I got to adjust this for. Hold on, party people. All right, there we go. You can see these just magnificently huge shavings. I don't think I've ever worked with a wood half this soft before. I mean, that's just gorgeous. That's some Excelsior packing grade stuff. I might save that for, I don't know, stashing stuff in or something. Wood itself has a little bit of tear out on it. I was chomping on it pretty hard. I didn't quite get it perfectly clean. You know what? I've got a plan for this one. I got a friend who had a request for a birthday special sort of object. you'll figure out what sort of object it is. So I'm going to lay out a tenon on this side, and then I'm just going to go into it. Of course, I am getting better with this here skew chisel. It's a pretty nice chisel. Learning my cuts, a lot nicer. So I'm actually going to sharpen that up and roll with it. Alright, I am going to do a bit of cheating here just to get the right shape. Oh, it's too big. All right. Oh, it's a little bit wobbly, but that's fine. We've got a nice, we've got a solid shoulder right there for the chuck. Down.
Are you kidding me? Alright, you know what? This is stupid. Let's do this bowl instead.
Hey, look at that. I came prepared. This is a piece out of that same mulberry tree. I'm just going to end up finishing this. I might as well do it in front of you good, fine people right there. You can see these splits. I have tried covering up these splits. Just filled them with super glue as good I can. I'm going to thin this out a bit, starting on the outside because I have a giant chunk here I need to get out. I'm going to see how thin I can get this. I am doubling up on my face shield. I am actually wearing two right now. It's a good thing you can't see me on camera. I seem like a bit of a nerd. But it's going to be a dangerous turn. Stick with me on this one.